reading Tweeple Inspiration. You were speaking from number 9 in the manual, speech number 9, persuade with power. Your objectives were persuade listeners to adopt your viewpoint or ideas or to take some action, appeal to the audience's interests, use logic and emotion to support your position, and avoid using notes. And congratulations, I think you met those objectives. You got a nice introduction, and it's always a little bit of a risk to get up here and start singing. But I think you pulled that off pretty well. And you related that song, Tweet Tweet, with Twitter. And you avoided using my favorite word associated with Twitter, with a twit who would send tweets. So I think you did a nice job of that. You told us, this is a personal preference of mine whenever it comes to speaking, is you told us what you were going to say and then you said it. And it's a nice way of setting expectations, and then people are ready to listen to you, and you meet their expectations in that fashion. One thing that I noticed today was that you had great facial expressions. It was something where you were able to draw in people, and we were engaged immediately, and we kept up with you throughout the speech. Nice language, nice pace, very articulate. Odds were minimal. You asked me to look for that. What I noticed was perhaps a little bit of nervousness, or you were perhaps forgetting where you were in the speech, and you repeat yourself a couple of times. An example I heard was, these are. And you did that real quick, and that was a little bit of an audible pause, I think, in trying to find where you were in the speech. Your flow was natural and logical, and again, very engaging, and then the nice ending, closing the loop with the tweet, Twitter, whatever the song it was. I think it's a little bit of a challenge when you use articles or other materials, and it's the same way with PowerPoint. You risk people taking their attention off of you and onto the printed piece, because when it's in front of people, they will read it, and they will lose where you are in your speech. And so I think you have to be very careful about using those. I would prefer to have these kind of materials handed out after the speech rather than before or during the speech. So be careful about that. I think your hands were a little bit distracting. You were kind of doing this a little bit. I would work on the body language a little bit and making sure that it leverages what you're trying to say. I thought one thing that you could have added to the speech was how and where to access Twitter. Most people know you can access it at the computer or getting onto your handheld device. Maybe working that into a speech like this would have been interesting. Otherwise, congratulations on your 10th speech. You're much more than a competent communicator, and we look forward to your continued growth as a speaker.